Hello out there, everyone. I am the Dance of Life Dancer. Welcome to 7 Days in Hell, Part 14. God, what is this? The guy in cell 2 in the middle cell answered again. He said, those are lost souls of people that rejected God. Their chains are leading them, for their destination is hell. They committed the worst sins against God. They wander as lost spirits, lost souls in hell, until hell is cast into the lake of fire. These people, these spirits, will wander aimlessly, forever lost. At that, I was so weak, I had no strength. I started screaming out for God. God, please get me out of there. Please, I screamed. God, get me out, please, again, for hours, until blood came out of my mouth. Again, I could see the ambulance. I could see the ambulance again. The paramedics trying to save my life. Then I saw the black angel of death again. It was horrible, the face of pure death, pure fear. No life in his eyes. I gave out a torturous scream of terror so loudly, so bad I fell on the floor, as I saw myself, yet again being wheeled in a gray casket, my face full of tears, my heart full of pain and fear, as I saw myself, Susan Stone, dressed up in a black outfit, dead. My face, dead, no life. Dance of life is dead. Dead. Oh. As I realized, all of this kept repeating over and over and over. My God, what is happening to me? As I said, God, I was thinking how I hate black outfits. I hate, I'm sorry. I apologize. God, I was thinking how I hate black outfits to begin with, and I'm dressed up dead in a black old lady's outfit. That's simply not me. I love the colors of life. Now I'm dead? I cried and sobbed and fell on my knees, begging God for another chance. I saw my name on the casket as I fell on the floor. I went insane with terror, intense horror, fear. I cried out so hard my eyes could no longer see anything. I screamed in a wretched horror and fear. No, my God, I don't want to die. Someone, for God's sakes. Someone, God's sakes, please help me. I need God's help. I need God's help. Then Stephen, who I thought was dead many times over, he was gone, said, he knows you need help. He knows. I said, Stephen, am I going to be okay? Stephen said, I don't know. I offered my life in place of yours. I knew you in real life. That's why we're in the same place together. You don't remember me, however, but I knew you. I know how much you loved life. Again, Stephen Jackson said out loud, please, please, don't kill Susan. I sat there in horror, distraught, wondering just who Stephen Jackson was and how I knew him in life. When and where I had such feelings of utter separation. I felt as if my home, my life, was so far away, lost forever in time. As I began to realize time here, time where I am at is somehow different. 1 hour here is like a month. Just picture that. 1 hour is like 1 month. You think you're there for weeks, months. You could be there for an hour. You think you're there for an hour, you might be there for weeks. I never knew. Or a year on earth. Time is somehow frozen and slowed down. So I realized in utter horrible fear and deep mental agony that all my friends at home that all my friends, my home, and my former life might have been long gone. For many years now, even though it seems like it's been months, even days, I somehow believe It's actually been much, much longer, perhaps many years, maybe even centuries. I began to think I might have been dead thousands of years. It seemed like it's been a very long time. I remember asking Mike what day it was. Somehow he kept telling me it was the same 3 days over and over again, even though I knew it wasn't. I can't begin to explain in words anyone I can't begin to explain in words anyone could ever explain or understand how the feeling of being here, dead, in hell forever. I felt no words will ever describe the petrified, terrified horror my body felt in my state of mental agony, only being held together on pure terror alone, the grim hope that I might somehow find my way out of here. As I so needed a drink of water, I so needed help, God's help. The total feeling of utter doom, sheer hopelessness, is totally unimaginable. I then heard a horror, the crackling sounds of fire over thousands of people screaming in the agony, burning, wasting away forever. Such a lost waste of human life, a wasteland of horror. The stone shift. I was standing there once again. It was filled with twisted up grotesque contrastary figures. They were stuck onto the walls, creatures to the barren cavern or cave or whatever it was I was in. The large flames whipped up were so intense, but it was like the darkness simply ate up every bit of light there was. The darkness was like unlike any dark you'll ever experience here. It was as if the darkness was alive. Think, total, as if the darkness was solid. Think of it as solid, as if you could reach out and touch it with your hands. I saw more grotesque creatures, things. I couldn't even begin to describe my feelings. It was one of pain and mental torment, as I realized I'd never ever dance again. I'd never see my home, any part of my life ever again. I realized this is mere total horror. It was a feeling no words could ever find. No words could ever find. This place is lifeless. There is no life here, only the eyes of death, pain, torment. As I again got a whiff of smoke coming out of the pits of hell. The air was dead, choked with intense, filthy, rotten stench. Deadly, stench-burned flesh, rotten food, burning brimstone, smoke. I was somehow back again in a cell again, where one of the cells was somehow connected. One of the cells was somehow connected in that whatever building this is in. I could hear the defying sounds and screams of thousands of people and demons screaming out over and over again to me. They screamed out, "Susan, you're dying. It's too late. Call out now for help. Tell the ambulance to check the chart. They're gonna kill you, Susan. You're dying, Susan. Tell the ambulance to check the chart before they call your death at 2 a.m. Oh God, I remember that so good. So once again, as tired as I was, I started to scream and call out for help again until my voice wouldn't work, sort of like it won't work right now. But I'm still reading this. No more. And I couldn't talk no more. Stephen Jackson said something that I couldn't make out what he said. I called out to him again, but I didn't hear him no more. I did hear the voice of someone else in the next cell, number 2 next to mine, saying he needed help. He was dying, or believed he had died already. He said to me he had gotten a razor blade earlier that day. He went to court. He grabbed the guard's forgotten razor blade and stuck it up his sleeve undetected. He told me that he had cut his wrist in his former life, and his leg with a razor, so I began to scream out loud for someone to help him. I was thinking, If I show God I care about Him more than myself, then my life might be spared by God. Someone or something, a spirit of a person came, actually two of them came. They looked like people, but they were not. They indeed, too, they were dead, burned faces, charred, twisted limbs. They weren't people. I don't know what they were. They were so mad and evil and full of total pure anger and hatred and evil. They checked on him. Then they banged at me on my cell metal door with a stick made of solid iron. I yelled out, "Did they help you? Are you okay?" He said in a very low toned voice, "No. I'm dying. I'm bleeding to death. Very badly under my leg. They couldn't see it for the strap was in the way." I screamed out loud as I could. I also told him to scream out loud, to scream with me out loud for God's help. I told him, "God, help me." And he did scream out loud with me for 9 or 10 times. He told me, "Thanks for trying to save him." I cried, "No, don't give up. It's your life. Keep going." Then I could literally hear him dying. God, that was a horrible sound. I could hear the death rattle in his throat. It was so utterly horrible. I still remember that, my God. But again, it didn't make any sense. If we were in limbo or some kind of waiting room, which would mean we're in between life and death, either we're dead already or on the verge of life and death. I'm not sure. All I know is I was hearing all kinds of sounds not familiar to me, including every similar sound I heard before. Since this experience began, I kept hearing that weird music, somehow altered, an altered version of the dance of life, over and over. I saw my dance of life was stolen by these people. In this horrified place, or I was dead and the others had simply continued it and had changed its meaning to something bad. It was no longer about the beauty of life, the breath of life, no longer. They made it into an altered, twisted hate and anger, cruelty version that harmed instead of helping save it. But I looked again and I realized, how could this guy in cell number 2 be cutting and bleeding if he was here? He had originally cut himself to kill himself. How could he die twice? Or 3 times? I heard him 3 times. I don't understand. All of a sudden, I was hearing people, the judges, the guards, and the people making bids on me and my life, on the price as to when I would die, bidding on me $20,000 to die soon. This bidding was done as every single person in the place wanted me dead. They bid on me. I'm sorry. They bidded on me so they could kill me and burn me up and cut up my dead body. They bidded on me, let me go so they could kill me and burn me up when I got out and cut up my dead body. Then they bidded on me to let me go and burn me up and cut my body. I heard horrible things. This bidding kept up for hours and hours. The inmates in the cells next to mine said out loud several times, he said, "My God, we got to get you out of here. They all want you dead. They all want you dead. More than dead." They kept up this bidding over and over and over again. $20,000. If Susan let her out, we'll go kill her. $20,000, $40,000. Kill her here. It kept going on for hours, as if we was in an auction. We need to get her out of here. I began to scream out in anger about the horrible changes and things they had done to the dance of life. As I saw more things, I began to think that I was in some kind of show or performance or something. I thought I was a test subject being filmed by camera, as the entire place wanted to see me on TV. They wanted to see me start climbing up the walls. They wanted to see me start climbing up the wall. One of them came in the room. I realized the sounds and this place